Hello everyone and welcome to trading analysis for September 17th. Jumping right into it, we can go onto the weekly scale and we can see that we are now trading on a red 2 still. And the reason for that is because if this candle had to close today at this point, you can see that it would be lower than 4 candles close back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can see that that candle's close was higher than this one. So we need to move up a little bit more to get to I think that would be then a green 1. But what's interesting, of course, still is you can see that the previous week we had this massive sell-off that got found support on the 21 exponential moving average, and also on this support band that I drew here. And also that this week it sort of tried to retest that sort of area, and you can see that it found support again. So it does feel at this point that that is a good zone of support. And what's also encouraging is to see the 2 long wicks towards the bottom. And long wicks to the bottom is usually good for some more upside. Moving up to the daily scale, we are still trading on a divergence. As you can see, still made the higher low on that support band that I was talking about, with a lower low on the RSI. And we had this beautiful candle a few days ago that pushed us above the 200-day moving average. So on the daily scale, we are also doing quite well with a green 4 on the daily scale. So if we could push that maybe above that, I mean, this is not really a buying opportunity anymore. This is just a sort of stay in your trade opportunity. On the 4-hour chart, that rally the other day pushed us above the 200-day moving average, and then as you can see, we now seem to have found support at the sort of previous resistance zone. That was also support in the past. So that is also looking quite healthy. So on a 4-hour chart with a stochastic at the bottom, the RSI still got ways to go. Going into this weekend, it looks like more upside on the cards for now. On the weekly chart on XRP, it's followed the path of Bitcoin. Big drop last week with a massive wick to the bottom, right on the 21 moving average, close to the support band. And this week sort of had a wick down as well, and then pushed back up, still on a red 2. Not as much upside as Bitcoin this week, so we'll have to see how that plays out. Usually XRP has this tendency for Bitcoin to first run and then sort of come later, sort of have a little bit of a whiplash effect. On the daily scale, we've pushed back into this triangle that I drew 2 or 3 weeks ago. Also same, bullish divergence, found support on the 200-day moving average. And you can see that at this moment we are still in this triangle. A breakout towards the upside or downside is imminent. For me, I feel a breakout to the upside is probably more likely, but we'll have to see how this plays out. The 4-hour chart on XRP, exactly the same. And you can see a few sort of negative-ish signals here. Maybe something like, note a tiny little bit of a divergence with a higher high on the RSI and sort of the same high here. Maybe this is what's played out there yesterday, and now some room for more upside. So we'll have to see. Luckily the stochastics at the bottom, so I think on that frame also starting to look pretty good. The most encouraging chart at the moment is this Bitcoin long versus short position. You can see that we are still net short. Most people are still bearish at this moment, and this is exactly what the whales want. The more people are short, the more liquidity they have towards the upside. The futures market, which is always a good indicator for what's to come later in the day. You can see that right now the futures market is 4668, with the S&P is so slightly down this morning from where it was yesterday. It's a bit of a worry because when the market opens on a slightly down, it always pushes crypto. This is kind of what happened yesterday. This push down had this negative effect on crypto yesterday afternoon. Well, I think that's the reason, but it seemed to be correlated. Also, bullish divergence, lower low on the RSI and that. So at this point, it almost seems, with the date 17th of September, almost seems like sort of the red September or downward September might have played out. It is sort of going past the middle of September. I'm not saying it's over, but you can see there was a lot of volume. The push was down, and yeah, hopefully this is the end of it, and now we can have some further upside. Looking at the BTC versus XRP chart, you see that XRP had a good run a few days ago in August, and then we are now in some sort of a bull flag formation. So it's actually very likely for something like this to happen, meaning that XRP should, if it breaks out of this flag, have more upside than that of BTC. So if Bitcoin can push maybe to 50 or above, expect XRP to run even on higher percentages than that. Yeah, other than that, I think this is enough for today. In my personal position, as I stated before, when we got down to this area and found support over here, there was a little bit of a divergence here on the support zone. I've broken one of my own rules, and I've got in 95% of my position. I'm pretty bullish as it is at the moment. I was actually laughing because my son, who's 12 years old, when I told him about that, he said to me, "Dad, this is the first thing that you taught me. Never ever go 100% into your position." So I've just broken one of my own rules. So I am looking to get out at some point. So I'll probably look to take some profit up there if it breaks up. But I definitely will reduce my position if we break down this area. Yeah, so that's all I have for today, and hopefully we have a bit of a up weekend. Let's see how this plays out. And yeah, please like and subscribe us, follow us on Twitter, and yeah, hope to see you soon.